Happy weekend, everyone. So in today's video, we'll be performing an air-gapped installation of the recently released Nutanix Kubernetes Platform. Let's get started. So like in all my previous videos, the first thing that we want to do is we want to log into the Nutanix support portal, head over to the top left-hand corner, expand the hamburger menu, head over to downloads, and Nutanix Kubernetes Platform. So there are two things that we want to download today. The first one is NKP Node OS image. So this is going to be based out of Rocky Linux, and it will be used to perform the installation of NKP and serve as the node operating system image for both the master and worker nodes. The next thing that we want is the NKP air-gapped bundle. This is a pretty chunky bundle, so I've already pre-downloaded it. It's about 15.9 gigabytes. So if I were to list my directory, I already have it here downloaded. We also want to ensure that the Node OS image has already been uploaded. So how you can do this is you probably download it into an internet connected environment, after which you do your necessary scans before bringing it into your air-gapped environment. So I just wanted to give a lay of the land first. So even inside my infrastructure, I have got a couple of subnets. The subnet that I'm going to be deploying into today is the non-GPU air-gapped subnet. It's VLAN 1002, and here's got the IP address subnet of, let's take a look, 10.168.102.0, right? The gateway is 10.168.102.1. So if I do look in my firewall, I have got an interface which is VLAN 1002, and the gateway is 10.168.102.1. My firewall has got a couple of rules, or rather was one rule that only allows traffic from this particular VLAN to hit 10.168.0.0 with /16. This means that I can't access any public internet. So we can verify by taking a look at the jump host that I'm currently logged into. So it's 10.168.102.3. If I try to ping 8.8.8.8, it's not going to go through. I can't even resolve the DNS names because my domain controller is in the same subnet and doesn't have any public internet access. Okay. So from a virtual machine standpoint, I have got 3 VMs. Let's filter. So I have got 3 virtual machines, AGDC1. So this is my air-gapped data domain controller. This is going to be used for my DNS. AG Linux, this is the Linux terminal that you just saw. That's going to be for my jump host to perform the installation. And AG registry, this is the registry that you require in order to perform installation of NKP in an air-gapped environment. So see all the IP addresses, those are all inside the disconnected environment. So the next one is 10.168.102.7. This guy over here, 10.168.102.7, is a Harbor open source registry that I have performed the installation of. We can then log in, and we see that this registry is pretty much empty, right? So library, this is the default repository, is empty. I haven't done anything to it yet. And we are going to be using this registry to actually host all our container images, which is going to be loaded later on. So the next thing that we need to do is, I have already uploaded the Node OS image. So if you go into Prism Central, under images, we see that the image has already been uploaded here. But if you wanted to upload, you can just click on image, add image, select the image file, add a file, and you can choose to select the file that has been imported into your air-gapped environment. Okay, let's get started then. So we can head over into the hamburger menu again under documentation, software documentation, Nutanix Kubernetes Platform, and the platform guide. Then what we want to do is we want to navigate into basic installations by infrastructure, Nutanix installation options, and Nutanix air-gapped installation. Right, so this has got basically all the steps that we require to perform the installation. So the first thing that we got to do is to untar our air-gapped bundle. So we can copy this command, take it over into our terminal, and dump it in. So the 𝗣𝗏𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗏𝗏 has been successfully decompressed. The next thing that we want to do is we want to navigate into the NKP directory, the air-gapped directory, go into CLI folder, and copy the NKP binary into our local bin directory. Okay. Next thing we can do is to check the version of NKP that we have. And it's 2.12, which is the latest at this current point of time of recording. We also need a couple of certificates. So I have got a certificate over here, this WSK and AG certs. This has got my registry, my 𝗥𝗚𝗚𝗧𝗥𝗚 registry certificates. I need to make the operating system trust it, if not I'm going to trigger an error. So what you can do, as I'm using Rocky Linux, I'm just going to copy server.crt into /etc pki 𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗠𝗔𝗡 and source anchors. Then once I've got that, then I can just type update 𝗖𝗢𝗠𝗠𝗧, and this will make the operating system trust the certificate of my 𝗥𝗚𝗚𝗧𝗥𝗚 registry. Now we also need SSH keys, right? So if I list my SSH keys that I have right now, I've only got the unknown host. I've only got a known host. What I need to do is I need to type in SSH keygen, and this will generate SSH keys for me. Okay. I don't, if you have got your own keys, what you can actually do is you can actually reference that inside the configuration file that you'll be seeing in a while. So once that is done, the next thing we need to do is we need to load the registry, right? So there are a couple of environment variables that we have set. So like in all my previous videos, I already have got a set of environment variables that I'll be pasting in the YouTube description. So everything is pretty much self-explanatory. The only things that we need to take note of is the registry URL. So the registry URL I have over here is registry.wskn-ag.local. This is the URL of my 𝗥𝗚𝗚𝗧𝗥𝗚 registry. I can ensure that it's pingable. So I can ping registry.wskn-ag.local. Okay, then we see it's the same IP address of our 𝗥𝗚𝗚𝗧𝗥𝗚 registry that we've seen earlier. The registry username, right, and the registry CA. So this is the registry certificate that we need to pass in, and make the operating system trust. We also need the installer to trust it. So this is why we're passing along this environment variable. So it's if you're using your own trusted certificates, you can just point it you can just point this to the path whereby you got the certificates hosted. Then the Nutanix password and the Nutanix registry and the registry password. So I'll just go ahead and apply all of this. So I could be pausing the video to enter the more sensitive stuff. So as we can see, I've keyed in all the environment variables. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to start to populate the registry, right? So two commands over here, push bundle, this is the convoy image bundle, and the second one is the commander image bundle. So let's just copy this command over here. So before we do that, we need to cd into the directory, the 𝗥𝗚𝗚𝗧𝗥𝗚 directory, then we can run the command. As you can see, it's pushing all the bundles. So if we head over into our registry and we refresh, all the images are starting to get populated. So there's a second command that we need to run. So this is over here. And the last one is if you are using NKP Ultimate, which I suggest everyone does, but this is essentially the catalog items for NKP. Okay, once we're done, there is one last important command that we need to run, right? And that is to to load the bootstrap image. It's currently not inside the documentation, but this documentation will be updated soon. So how do we do that? Is we do for me, I'm using Podman as my standalone container runtime. So I can do podman-i load. Sorry, it's load -i, I think. Load -i convoy bootstrap image. So this is over here, the convoy bootstrap image. So it's podman load -i convoy bootstrap image. So I already have all of this. What I need to do is I need to tag this image, the podman tag this image to docker.io. mesosphere, konvoy-bootstrap. Right? So this will allow when it spins up the bootstrap kind cluster, what it's going to do is going to use this image that we've loaded locally on the jump host. All right. So once this is done, the next step would be to perform the installation of NKP. Right. So there's a command over here, right, that allows you to perform the installation. But I have got a longer command, which I'll also, of course, place into the YouTube description. But essentially allows you to have more control of what you want to perform an installation of NKP. Like you can set how many replicas of workers that you want, you can set the GPU memory. Everything's pretty much self-explanatory, and it maps all the installation flags to the environment variables that we have set. Okay. So just copy, paste it here, and off it goes. So as usual, I'll leave the video running. I'll come back when the cluster is successfully deployed. Okay, the cluster has been deployed. It's moving some of the 𝗣𝗍 components over into the cluster. What we want to do is we want to log into the cluster to just confirm that it's actually an 𝗥𝗘𝗚𝗏 cluster. So we can just open a new terminal, SSH into my jump host. And we need to find the IP address of a master node. So let's log in again. Okay, so this is a master node. IP address is 102.120. So back to terminal. Okay, and we see that it's also using the 10.168.102 IP address. And if you try to ping Google, it doesn't work, right? So it's indeed a dark site or a 𝗥𝗘𝗚𝗏 environment, no smoke and mirrors. Okay, so now the cluster has been successfully deployed. What we can do is we can go ahead and get access to the dashboard using this command. Right, get the URL. Username and password. So here we have got a cluster that has been deployed. It's an NKP cluster. We can get access to it if we wanted to, using to deploy workloads onto it using things like kubectl. We can actually generate a token over here. It's going to give us the way to generate the kubeconfig. We can also, as you can see, right, it's running NKP starter right now. So what we can do is go ahead over the licensing. It's running NKP starter. I can remove the license. And I can input a NKP Ultimate or NKP Pro license. You do that by clicking on Activate License, select either Nutanix or D2IQ. I'm just going to give a mock license key over here, then click on Save. And we can see that it's a valid NKP Ultimate license. In a couple of moments, the UI will refresh, and we'll start to see the NKP Ultimate GUI appear, the NKP Enterprise or NKP Ultimate. Then we start to see, we now have the workspaces dashboard as well. So in the next video, I'll be focusing on how do we create our own Ubuntu image so that I can use it for like GPU use cases. See you in the next one. Thank you for watching.